Alright, so today guys we are gonna be listing the top 10 greatest shounen animes of all time according to my anime list. A disclaimer before we start, all currently airing animes, excluding One Piece, have been excluded, for example JoJo Part 6. We also counted the average rating for animes with multiple seasons or parts, for example JoJo. We collected the ratings from the first season until the 5th, then divided the sum by 5. And now let us get into the video. In the 10th spot we got Naruto with an average rating of 8.1. Naruto is a hyperactive and knuckle-headed ninja still living in Konoha. Shunned because of the Kyuubi inside him, Naruto struggles to find his place in the village, while his burning desire to become the Hokage of Konoha leads him not only to some great new friends, but also some deadly foes. In the 9th spot we got Magi with an average rating of 8.13. After being trapped in a room for most of his life, a young Magi named Aladdin finally sets out on a journey to explore the world along with his friend, a djinn named Yugo, who he can summon from his flute. Through a series of fateful encounters, Aladdin meets new various friends and allies, and together they begin an adventure that will change the fate of the world. In the 8th spot we got Trigun with a rating of 8.22. With his crazy donut obsession and buffoonish attitude in tow, Vash traverses the wasteland of the planet Gunsmoke, all the while followed by two insurance agents, Meryl Streep and Millie Thompson, who attempt to minimize his impact on the public. But soon, their misadventures evolve into life or death situations as a group of legendary assassins are summoned to bring about suffering to the trio. Vash's agonizing past will be unraveled and his morality and principles pushed to the breaking point. This is one old of an anime, but it is actually pretty good. In the 7th spot we got Dororo with a rating of 8.23. The greedy samurai lord Daigo Kagemitsu's land is dying, and he would do anything for power, even renounce Buddha and make a pact with demons. His prayers are answered by 12 demons who grant him the power he desires by aiding his prefecture's growth, but at a price. When Kagemitsu's first son is born, the boy has no limbs, no nose, no eyes, no ears, nor even skin, yet still, he lives. In the 6th spot we got Rurouni Kenshin with a rating of 8.3. Rurouni Kenshin, Meiji Kinkaku Romantan tells the story of Kenshin as he strives to save those in need of saving. However, as enemies from both past and present begin to emerge, will the reformed killer be able to uphold his new ideals? In the 5th spot we got JoJo with a final rating of 8.3 as well. The universe of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is a reflection of the real world with the added existence of supernatural forces and beings. In this setting, some people are capable of transforming their inner spiritual power into a stand. Another significant form of energy is Heiman, a martial arts technique that allows its user to focus bodily energy into sunlight via controlled breathing. The narrative of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is split into parts with independent stories and different characters. Each of the series' protagonists is a member of the Joestar family, whose mainline descendants possess a star-shaped birthmark above their left shoulder blade and a name that can be abbreviated to the titular JoJo. The first 6 parts take place within a single continuity whose generational conflict stems from the rivalry between Jonathan Joestar and Dio Brando, while the latter 2 parts take place in an alternate universe where the Joestar family tree is heavily altered. In the 4th spot we got Samurai Champloo with a rating of 8.5, set in an alternate Edo period of Japan. Samurai Champloo follows the journey of these 3 eccentric individuals in an epic quest full of action, comedy, and dynamic sword fighting, all set to the beat of a unique hip-hop infused soundtrack. In the 3rd spot we got One Piece with a rating of 8.64. Enter Monkey D. Luffy, a 17-year-old boy who defies your standard definition of a pirate. Rather than the popular persona of a wicked, hardened, toothless pirate ransacking villages for fun, Luffy's reason for being a pirate is one of pure wonder, the thought of an exciting adventure that leads him to intriguing people and ultimately, the promised treasure. Following in the footsteps of his childhood hero, Luffy and his crew travel across the Grand Line, experiencing crazy adventures, unveiling dark mysteries and battling strong enemies, all in order to reach the most coveted of all fortunes, One Piece. In the second spot we got HunterXHunter with a rating of 9.05. Hunters devote themselves to accomplishing hazardous tasks, all from traversing the world's uncharted territories to locating rare items and monsters. Before becoming a hunter, one must pass the hunter examination, a high-risk selection process in which most applicants end up handicapped or worse, deceased. In the first spot we got Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood with rating of 9.14. After a horrific alchemy experiment goes wrong in the Elric household, brothers Edward and Alphonse are left in a catastrophic new reality. Ignoring the alchemical principle banning human transmutation, the boys attempted to bring their recently deceased mother back to life. Instead, they suffered brutal personal loss. Alphonse's body disintegrated, while Edward lost a leg and then sacrificed an arm to keep Alphonse's soul in the physical realm by binding it to a hulking suit of armor. Now we reached the end of the video, hope you liked it. Do not forget to like and subscribe if you did. Thanks for watching.
Yeah. I got what grand on my dummy up off. Who $250,000 my go yard though. I win the game, so you still gotta show. Born with the drip and just learn how to hustle. Look at your bitch through these DL by 4. Cause I get me some head, she been that shit over.